Hey guys, Tyler here. Welcome back to 14 Minesweeper Variants, a wonderful variation on one of my favorite games known as Minesweeper. First, I'm going to go over the basic Minesweeper rules. The object of the game is to flag all of the squares that have a mine and reveal all of the squares that don't have a mine. Every square either has a mine or a number, and the number says how many of the adjacent or diagonal squares to that number is a mine. So this 0 means that there are no mines around it, so you can reveal all of these cells. This 1 means that one of these 2 are in fact a mine. And this 2 means 2 out of these 3 are a mine. Well, out of the 3, the 2 cannot be both directly next to the 1, otherwise this would be overwhelmed. So one of them has to be in this 3rd cell. And then we can actually look at this 1 right here as only one possible cell, which must be a mine. Now I have a 2, which already has 2 mines next to it, so everything else is not a mine. This 2 has only one possible space left for a mine, so there it is. I have a 3 with only 3 possible adjacent spots, which are all mines. This 3 already has 3 mines, so you can free up the last one. The 4 already has 4 mines, so it's complete. And according to the top left, there are 4 remaining mines. Now, according to this 3, there can only be 1 mine in the adjacent cell out of these 4. So that leaves 3 cells not touching the 3, and they all had to be mines. Because if any of them weren't, then I would not have 4 remaining. So now I have a 3 that's completed. And I have a 5, which means one of these 2 is a mine, which means this cannot be a mine. This 4 means this is a mine, and this is not a mine, completing the level. Now, to add one more rule to the game. Now, 2 random rules are combined. I think it will tell me, yes, each clue is either 1 greater or 1 less than the actual value, and all mines are orthogonally or diagonally connected. So the most important rule right now is the liar one. This 5 is not a 5, but it is in fact either a 4 or a 6. Well, it can't be a 6 because there aren't 6 adjacent cells, so it has to be a 4 where all of them are mines. This 1 must be either a 0 or 2. Well, it can't be a 0 because there's already 2 mines, so it must be a 2, and it already has 2, so these 2 are not mines. This 1 again is a 0 or 2, but again it can't be a 0. So I know that one of these 2 is a mine because this is in fact a 2. That's how I'm denoting it, little up arrow. So this 4 could be both a 3 or a 5. But right now I actually want to go to the connected rule where all mines are orthogonally or diagonally connected. Let's say that this cell is a mine. Well, then according to this 1, which is actually a 2, this is not a mine. And then I would have a mine which cannot connect to the rest of the mines. That would be illegal. So it has to be the other way around, where this is the mine and this one is not the mine. A 3, well, it must be a 2, and this would be the second mine. But how about this 0? This 0 must be a 1. It can't be a negative 1. And the 1 mine can't be here due to the connectivity rule, because if this were a mine, these could not be mines, and this would be an island. And it must be connected, so it's not a mine. So again, the 0 is a 1, so one of these 2 is a mine, and one of these 4 is a mine, which means that these 2 are not mines. And now, due to the connectivity rule, I can prove that this cell has to be a mine, because there's a choke point connecting the top and the bottom. You gotta have that be a mine. So this 4 is absolutely a 5 now, which makes this a mine. This 2 now is confirmed to be a 3, which already has 3 mines, so I can rule out the rest of these. This 0 is a 1, which must have a mine here. This 0 is a 1, and there's 1 remaining mine, so it must be next to this 1. Again, it can't be in the corner because of the connectivity rule, so it must be here. There are no mines remaining, so I complete the level. So the rules are all coming together. So now, again, all mines must be orthogonally or diagonally connected, and each mine in a colored cell counts as 2. Since this is the demo, I wonder when the actual game comes out, if this will be updated to combine like all of the other rule sets. So this is actually a pretty tough one to work with. So to get to 5, I have to have 2 gray cells and 1 black cell, because the gray cells count as 2 mines. It would look, you know, something like this, right? 2, 4, 5. I'm trying to figure out how I can prove if any of the cells are or aren't mines. Well, maybe I have to look at the 2, because like, what if this was a mine, okay? Then, well, none of the rest could be the mines because the 2 would be satisfied. And then I would have an issue with the 5 where I would have an island mine. This must be orthogonally or diagonally connected, and that all stemmed from making this a mine. So this cannot be a mine. And can I do something similar with some of the others? Like, what if this were a mine? Well, then this could not be a mine. Then the 5 would have to have 2 grays and 1 black. So I again have these 2, but this time there's a bit of a hope for escape for the corner mine, but that's abruptly stopped by the fact that the 2 is now satisfied. So I blocked that off, and again I have an island. and that all stems from this being a mine, so this cannot be a mine. And now I can work with the 3. The 3 needs 1 gray and 1 black, and there's only 1 gray, so I'll mark that. And then this 3 says one of these two is a mine. So next to the 4, there would be a gray and 1 black, which makes 3. So there must be a final black mine next to the 4, and the gray mines would make it go over. Well, I think I can combine the connectivity and multiple rule in respect to this 3. You gotta think about how this mine in the corner is actually gonna connect to the rest. It could connect through here, or it could connect like the long way around. And either way, it's guaranteed to pass through a black cell. And because there'd be 2 black cells, that actually implies that I would need 3 black cells to satisfy the 3, and could not have a gray cell because that would have a minimum of 4 around the 3. So that means the 3 has 3 black mines adjacent to it and no gray mines. So because 2 of these 3 are mines, at least one of the black cells adjacent to this 2 must be a mine, which means again, it can only be satisfied with 2 black mines and not a gray mine. And again, for the connectivity rule, how could this possibly be a mine? I would need at least 2 more cells adjacent to the 3 to be mines, and that would make it at least a 4. So there's no way this can be a mine. Well, how about this 5? The 5 requires a gray cell to be a mine to be adjacent to it, because otherwise you can't add up to 5. And now it's 1 gray cell and 3 total black cells. So 2 of these 3 are mine, but I don't think I can prove anything with that. Well, I know that this gray cell must connect to the rest, so it will connect through here, and that satisfies both the 3 and the 4, so this is not a mine. The 2 can only be satisfied in one way now, and that's with a gray mine. This is not a mine. The 5 must still have 1 black cell because it's got to be odd, which means this is a mine. This 5 has effectively 4 mines next to it, so the final cell must be a black mine, and this is not a mine. This 5 also has 4 next to it, so again, the final cell must be a black mine and not a gray mine. This 5 then just needs 1 more gray mine, and now it's complete. This 1 can only be satisfied with a black mine, and it can't be this one, because again, for connectivity, I would need 2 black mines next to the 1, which can't be. This 2 already has 2 mines next to it, and now this 1 can force a mine here, and somehow there are 5 mines remaining. Just here's what I'm thinking about right now. What if like this were a mine? Because this is connected to almost, well, it's connected to all of the remaining numbers. That would mean this is not a mine, this is not a mine, this would be a mine, this would not be a mine, this would be a mine. That's 3 mines, this would make 4, I need 5. So there's no way this could be a mine. I just figured that, or singled that one out specifically because I figured that would be the outcome. It's connected to everything, it would mean that there wouldn't be enough mines. And then the 3 forces a mine to be here, the 2 forces a mine to be here, the 5 forces a mine to be here, the 3 already has 2, the 3rd must be black, this is not a mine, and then the top left corner is a mine. Again, very cool logic. Let's check out a 7x7. So again, each clue is either 1 greater or 1 less than the actual value, and mines may not form rows of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. Well, so this 7 is either a 6 or an 8, but if it were an 8, I would have a bunch of 3 in rows, so it is absolutely a 6. Now, how can I form a 6 without having 3 in rows? I think it would have to look something like these being mines. Is there any other way? I mean, you could rotate this 90 degrees. Yeah, so it's either this or this being the configuration of mines. And what they share in common is that these 4 are always mines. How about this 5 over here? This 5 has to be, again, a 4, because there's not 6 cells next to it. And this time, I can verify that the empty one is one of these 3, because otherwise I would have a 3 in a row. So both of these are mines. Oh, well, I guess I do have some 3 in a row potential I can eliminate, this diagonal. Can you tell I'm not the best at connect 3? This 2 has to be a 3. A 1 is already out of the picture. Oh, and I think I've done this pattern in a different video. So this 5 here is a 4. You have to think about which of these 3 are mines. No matter which of the 3 are mines, there's always going to be an issue with this cell and this cell. Because let's say the mine is here. That means I'm gonna have a connect 3 here, and this can't be a mine. Let's say the mine is here. That means there would be a connect 3 here, this can't be a mine, and there would be a connect 3 here. This can't be a mine, and of course if the mine was here, then there cannot be a connect 3 here, so this is not a mine. No matter how you slice and dice it, it will always come out that these 2 cells are never mines. So now I can verify this 1 is in fact a 2. can't be a 0 because 2 out of these 3 are mines. There's got to be something adjacent to it, so it's got to be a 2. I guess I realize I have other connect 3s that I just totally missed out on. 2 diagonal ones that free up these spots. Are there any others while I'm at it? No, I believe this 5, well, it could be a 6. Could it though? If it were a 6, this 2 would actually become a 4, because both of these would have to be mines. So it is most certainly a 4. What about the unmarked 5? Could that be a 6? Because again, the only way to have a 6 is to have all 4 of the adjacents be flags, but one of the adjacents is already a 5. So I think this is in fact a 4. Well, digging deep into it, I do see one little piece of logic. Let's suppose that both of these were mines. I am digging deep into this one, okay? Then of course this would not be a mine. And this would not be a mine either due to the 2. For this to be a 4, I could not have 3 in a row to make 4. So I would in fact need to have one of the mines be here. Now that would satisfy the 2, so these 2 are not mines anymore. But there's also a connect 3, which blocks this from being a mine. Which means the only other mine around this 5, which is actually a 4, is in fact a 3rd mine here, which is invalid. So all of that stemmed from the idea that this here was a non-mine. So in fact, this is a mine. I'm gonna prove it by flagging it. Bam. Now what? Well, hold up. What if, like, neither of these were a mine? And in fact, there was a mine here. I mean, no mines here, right? Well, according to the rules of the 7, I would have a mine here and no mines here. And then we actually run into an issue with the leftmost 5. Because then again, at most, there could be 3 mines around it. So this can't be a mine. That's what this stemmed from. Finally found the logic. That previous bout of logic was not too much. And now I know one of these 2 is a mine. What about this 3, actually? Well, this 3 has to be a 2. It can't be a 4. There's no room. So what I do know is one of these 2 is a mine. And then to make 4, exactly one of these 2 must be a mine. So actually then to make this 4, I would have 1 mine, 2 mine, 3 mine, and then 4 mines. And this is a line that is proof of the 4, not of the 1 that's actually a 2. But that does make it 2nd mine, so I can verify that neither of these are mines. This 0 must be a 1, and the 1 is in one of these 2 cells, so these 2 are not mines. And this 5, which is actually a 4, must have a mine here. This is not a mine. And now maybe I can move a bit. This 5 can't be a 6, because I would need 3 mines in a row. 6s are just hard to come by, so this has to be a 4. If this 4 over here were a 5, I would again have 3 in a row, so this must be a 3. And there's no 3 in a rows for me to prevent. How sad. How in the fuck is this solvable? I mean, I guess I'll have to take this like many layers deep, but a lot of the numbers I have don't really contribute that much. Maybe this 5 that's actually a 4 can help me out somehow? Because at most I can have 2 mines here, but I could have 1 mine. This feels genuinely fucking impossible. I keep looking at the 5 that's actually a 4 right here. Just deleting the lines for easy sake. I think each of these 6 has a configuration where it could be a mine or it could be a non-mine. Like the most contentious one is this. This is actually the hardest one to not be a mine. There's actually only one configuration in which it's not a mine. But the consequences that come out of it are fine. I mean, this is a mine. This can't be a mine for 3 in a row. Can't be a mine for 3 in a row. Can't be a mine. Everything about this is legit. Maybe I have to look closer at this cell not being a mine, because that would make this a mine, this not a mine. Is this it? Is this what I've been looking for the whole time? Because I've actually figured out that, well, if I have 4 mines, I would have a 3 in a row. That all stemmed from this not being a mine. Ah, I found it. This is a mine. Eat my nuts. You're not a mine. This is a 2. The rest are complete. Holy crap, that took forever to find. This is a 4, so the remaining ones must be mines. This is a 4, which is now complete. I can complete down here. This 0 is a 1, which already has a mine next to it. This 2 is in fact a 3. This 2 is in fact a 3. This 2 is in fact a 3, which is complete. This 3 is in fact a 2. This 4 is in fact a 3. So I can map out. There's 1 mine here, 1 mine here. And then these 2 must both be mines. Ah, it was the one thing holding it all together. Oh my god. I spent about, actually I don't even know how long searching for that one clue. It felt like an eternity, I'll tell you that. Okay, let's see what the 8x8 is like. So before starting this level, I actually shuffled through the levels, trying to actually look for a specific rule set. I wanted both the multiple rule and the liar rule, because I thought that'd make an interesting solve. But either I'm really unlucky or that rule combination just isn't allowed. But I wanted to stop here because this started with a single number and I thought this would be fun. Each mine in a colored cell counts as 2, and mines may not form rows of 3 orthogonally or diagonally. So how can I deduce anything starting from this 6? And I love the cheeky question mark up here as if that's supposed to matter. But this is either 3 gray mines, which according to the no 3 in a rows means that these are not mines, or it would be 2 blacks and 2 grays. And it would not involve this gray because it would be a 3 in a row. So it would be these grays. And again, these 2 cells are not mines. So between the 2 options, what they share in common is these 2 are never mines. How cool. To satisfy this 4, I must have exactly one of these gray cells be a mine. If it were both, then the 3 would be overwhelmed. So because it has a guaranteed 2 next to it, the other cell must be a black cell somewhere. So neither of these grays are mines. And because the 4 has 1 gray cell as a mine, there must be then 2 out of these 3 black cells being mines. And is there a world in which both of these are mines? I think the answer is no. So it all stems from this not being a mine. But let's say both of these were mines. Well, then to satisfy this 6, this would also have to be a mine. And then the 3 would have a mine either here or here, making 4, which is no good. And that all stems from this not being a mine. So this must be a mine. And I'm fairly certain the black mine of the 3 has to be one of these 2. Because let's say it was neither of these. Then I would have to have 3 gray mines next to the 6. And then this would not be a mine under satisfying the 4. So there must be a mine here, which means that neither of these are mines. This 4 requires a gray cell to satisfy it, and then 2 black cells. I also just realized for both combinations of the mines around the 6, what they also shared in common was that both of these gray cells were mines. These 4 or these 3. So I think that's enough cause for me to mark it. Because I think it takes me to this 6. Not necessarily. Oh, yes, necessarily. This 4 and this 6 work together. 2 out of the 3 black cells next to the 4 must be a mine. So at least one of the black cells next to the 6 must be the mine. And you can't have one without the second. So this gray cell is not a mine. Because one cell around this 6 brings it to 5. And a gray cell would bust it. This 1 just means it cannot be a gray cell. So 2 of the black cells next to the 6 must be a mine. And 1 of the black cells next to the 1 must be a mine. Which means this is always a mine. This is never a mine. And then one of these 2 is a mine. And now I can prove that this is in fact not a mine to keep the 3 happy. Oh, and around the 6, the black cell must be a mine, and then this makes a mine, completing pretty much everything here. This 1 cannot have a gray mine next to it, and one of these 2 black cells is a mine. Add that to the gray cell next to the 5, and you get 3. So you need exactly 2 more, and that will come from a gray cell. And because one of these 2 is a mine, this one is not a mine. And because one of these 2 is a mine, add that to the 2 grays next to the 6, you get 5. So one of these 2 blacks must be a mine, and this gray cannot be a mine. A 7. Well, because exactly one of these 2 blacks must be a mine, and not both, I would have 5 value next to the 7, and I could only get to 7 by having this be a mine, and of course this not being a mine. So the question mark did come into play, if only for that little bit of logic. And I can't have a 3 in a row, so it's been a while since I've been able to cancel that. Again, can't have a 3 in a row, so this is the mine, this is not a mine. Let's clear my markings. This 5 mandates a black mine, which must be here. To block the 3 in a row, I must go here. This 4 already has 3 mines around it, so to reach 4, I cannot have a gray mine. And one of these is a mine. This 4 cannot have a gray mine around it because it already has 3. Here's a weird question. Could this gray cell ever not be a mine? Because then I would need this to be a mine. Could not have a 3 in a row. And then I would need all 3 of these to be mines, which is an issue. That's a lot of 3 in a rows. So that all stems from this cell not being a mine, so it must be a mine. I've been staring at this again for a while. I think the continuation comes from the 7. I'm just trying to think actually if it is possible for there to be 2 gray mines and not 3, because that would also mandate 3 black mines. So I'm thinking here, here, and then here, here, and here, because that wouldn't create any connect 3s somehow. This is perfectly legal. Unbelievable. And to add insult to injury, this 5 could either have a mine in the gray or 2 black mines, and it would still be legal. But is that the only way to have 2 mines around the 7? Because if so, I guess I can prove a little bit. I think I can prove that these 2 are both mines. Because let's say I had 2 gray mines that were here and here. Well, then, say these are not mines. I would need a 3 in a row here. That's not right, so this has to be a mine. And same goes with this. If this were not a mine, these would both be mines. Had to block the 3 in a row. This one's a little bit more legit. No, it's not. The 4 is overwhelmed. So I do have, in fact, 2 mines here, which does create a 3 in a row. With an 8, it's fairly big. Well, and I was thinking, is it possible to have 4 black mines around the 8? And the answer, again, is yes, if the final gray mine is right here. No 3 in a rows. Wow, this actually still, nope, it does not work. It almost works, except for this 1 3 in a row here. So at most, there's 2 black mines, possibly even 0. What happens if this is a mine? Because these are not mines, which forces this to be a mine. Yeah. Okay, that's the breakthrough, because, well, either of these being a mine would then create a 3 in a row. Yeah, so this cannot be a mine. Nice. This 4 must have a mine here. This 4 just needs 2 more black mines. Well, that one's easy. This 5 has 4, so it needs a black mine. So it's now complete. This 4 does have 4 mines, so I mark it. A 7 has 6 mines, so this makes 7. I can block a 3 in a row here. This 7 has 6 mines, this makes 7. I block a 3 in a row. I block another 3 in a row. This 8 does need 2 gray mines. Yeah, well, hold on. Block the 3 in a row. Yeah, now it needs 2 gray mines. Block the 3 in a row. It has 7. This black mine makes 8. This 5 already has 5 mines around it. This is not a mine. This 5 has 3. This makes 5. There is 1 mine remaining, and it must be next to the 4. And it actually has to be the gray one, because that's the only way to solve it in 1 mine. No mines remaining. Oh my god, these last 2 levels were insanely tough. Well, how's that for a challenge? Is there anything afterwards? No, it appears to be the end of the demo. I'm so excited for whenever this game comes out. I am rooting for it. I love Minesweeper with extra logic. I'll probably be playing and perfecting this in my own time. So I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more Minesweeper content, I got videos on hex cells and Temetzi. And until this game comes out, I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day and peace.